everybody, I'm Marnita and welcome to the Brier Patch Farm. Today I am trying to catch up from working all week, and I work all next week, and so I have a ton of green peppers and tomatoes and cucumbers to work on. And why don't you stay with me while I chat and work on this. So, first things first, I am going to start getting the brine ready. So, let me tell you about our place. To tell you a little bit about us, my husband and I have known each other pretty much all of our lives. I grew up in a church with my husband's family, so either his grandmother was my Sunday school teacher or his great-grandmother was my prayer pal, or I was close to age with a lot of his cousins, with him. We had birthday parties and get-togethers and baptisms and all those things together. So we've known each other pretty much all of our lives, but never really got to know each other until we were teenagers. He was a junior going post-secondary when him and I started dating. I was a sophomore. No, that's not right. He was a senior. He was a senior going post-secondary to college, and I was a sophomore in high school when I would say we actually met and remembered each other, because we don't remember each other really growing up. And but our families do. So now when I have the brine going, I'm going to just work on my cucumbers and see what I all have, since the kids have been picking these all week and keeping them cool so that I can work on them today while I'm at home. About our family, we live in central Minnesota. We have 4 kids, and we have a 17-year-old, 15-year-old, and our third, Harold, is going to be turning 12 this week, and our youngest, Mihaela, is going to be turning 10 in the middle of this month. We live, as you probably guessed, on a farm, since we're the Brier Patch Farm. And yeah, we raise goats and chickens, and trying my hand at some ducks, and we have a horse that doesn't get much riding, unfortunately. Just haven't got myself back up onto him this year. And I garden, and my husband makes wine, and he takes care of bees, and I don't know what else to say. We just finished buying off some acreage around our place. Otherwise, we only owned land about 9 miles away from us. So now we own about the 60-acre plot that was the original place of ours. And we're working on getting it all set up. We're working on fencing it so that we have the, excuse any noise you hear, my kids are outside working and my husband's home for the weekend. He works all week in town, and so he's home and ready to do whatever he thinks needs to be done around the place. And my husband's name is Joel, by the way, and our 17-year-old is Ethan, and 15-year-old is William. So you'll probably hear me talk about them a lot. And we are trying to be self-sufficient, so we have solar power for electricity, though we are hooked up to the grid, so we actually sell what electricity we don't use back to our local electric company, and so we get paid every month that we make anything. And we heat our entire house and our hot water by a wood furnace outside. And yeah, what else? Oh, we are waiting to find out what our public school is going to do now with COVID. So there's a possibility that our school will be doing distance learning, and then the kids will be going back to school via online classes. And otherwise, if they don't do that, we are going to be working on doing online public school, like the ones we've looked into are Connections Academy and K12.com, because I don't think I'm going to be able to do the lessons for my junior and sophomore. Boy, that's scary to think I have kids that old. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I am cutting up these pickles. I am going to be making some pickles that my father-in-law has given me the recipe he used to do. So I'm going to probably be doing them a little differently, but following the recipe pretty much. Yeah, so we've built our house, and we still have quite a few things left to do around the farm. Our farm was abandoned before we started working on it. I mean, the homestead part was. My father-in-law and his brother farmed the fields around the homestead and just used the buildings and the yard area more as storage. So when my husband and I got married, we moved to trailer house. A couple of years actually before we got married, we moved to trailer house here, which sounds funny since I was in high school still. We started working 2 years before we got married on the property. So pretty much as soon as we started dating in the middle of the winter. By that summer, we were cleaning out the property, getting it ready, because we knew we were going to be getting married and living here. And yeah, we were engaged when I was a junior, so my senior year, we had a trailer house here and got married 2 weeks after my graduation. And we've been married for 17 years. And yeah, didn't have blogs or anything like that back then. Scary, I know. I feel like I'm rambling. I don't know what I'm talking about. We have several big goals that we're trying to work on. Like I said, we're trying to get the whole 60-acre plot around us all fenced off, fields and all, because we do have family land and we want to make it to where our boundaries are known. Especially since we have Great Pyrenees dogs that think that they need to go a little bit past your boundary to continue protecting. Let's try this again. My storage in my phone got full. So anyways, we would like it if you guys would like to join along with us on some of our things. I don't know exactly what yet. I garden, and I work at a consignment shop in town. My husband works at a place that refurbishes copiers, and this year, with the school stuff all going on, we might be doing online lessons for the kids. They're not too thrilled about it because they want to go see their friends, and they haven't seen them since school let out in March. And I don't blame them, but because of the demographic of the area that we live, a lot of their classmates' families live or work where they most of the COVID testings are being positive, so they're more higher risk of bringing it into school, and don't really like it. And I don't like the idea of wearing masks all day at school. So we're planning on trying to get that done. Hopefully that works. We did fairly well for the distance learning with the school. Granted, I was home, and so was my husband during that time. And yeah, and hopefully we can get this to work for us. Okay, now we are going to work on making the pickles. I have little tiny dill pickles, about this big, and then I'm just going to make sure they're good and clean. And I forgot to put some dill, heads of dill, in the jar. And then I'm going to pack in these little tiny cucumbers. Excuse the chainsaw in the background if you hear it. My husband is working on cutting up some stumps that are not out yet. They're in the yard. We've taken down several trees in the yard, and we have several that are dead, and branches are falling, so we want to get those all cleaned up. And so we are trying to get everything all nice and get our yard looking nicer. Like I had said before we took over this homestead, it was just used as storage and mostly just for the farm, for just the farmland. And so we are working on getting it back to its former glory. We are trying to get the all the brush and stuff out of our yard and get it clean. Right now it's nice because with the corn along the roadside, or in the fields in between the road and our house, you can't see our house until you are almost past the driveway, because we have an orchard there and the corn's in around there. So yeah, let's see, if you have any questions, I would love to hear from you guys, so please put some comments down and I will try to answer some of the questions. So now that these are all packed, or these two are packed, I will be getting the stuff I need. Okay, now after I got the cucumbers in and the dill in, I'm going to put, it says just 1 clove of garlic, but I'm doing the minced because I'm out of the cloves. And then we need 1/4 teaspoon of alum. And my father-in-law used to put red peppers in by this time. This is a tablespoon of sugar. He'd put red peppers in, but those got way too spicy. And we don't, the kids and I don't like the spice. I'm using my father-in-law's recipe because he always canned pickles and everything, so yeah. So we, in August, have a very busy month because my husband's brother and nephew are born in August, and they are born in the 1 week in between our 2 youngest's birthdays. Within 2 weeks, 2 of our kids have birthdays, and so it gets to be fairly busy. And then you throw in my starting to work from away from home, and we just don't have time for much, especially with canning and harvesting. Okay, now that we got these all done, cleaning those off. And just like this. Aren't those pretty? Huh? Aren't they? I have been canning most of my life. My mom used to can, and now I can. I am the only one out of my sisters that uses a pressure cooker, or a pressure canner, I should say. My other sisters either freeze or only water bath their water bathable products. So I am just going to continue working on getting the pickles cut. I'm going to do some slices like the hamburger pickles. I'm going to do some chunks that I'll show you the end product, and anything else, and spears, anything I can actually get these cucumbers all into the jars, because I wasn't able to get them all when they were nice pickling size, and I'm not going to waste them. The family will eat them no matter what, or we will chop them up and make our own dill relish out of whatever does not work well. And yeah, I will bring you back if there's something new with this, and we'll see in a few seconds. Otherwise, please hit the subscribe button to see anything new, and I will talk to you guys in the next few videos. And please hit the like button so other people can find me and get to watch too. So, see you guys. Bye.